This week on Salmon Showdown, when things get tough on the trail, some teams resort to calling on a higher power. But use the fish gods at your own risk.
This is the one! Woo!
Sometimes they giveth, and sometimes they taketh away.
Started out on a bad beat and had a couple tangles right off the bat, so.
This is not fun.
Welcome to another edition of Salmon Showdown. We are in Holland, Michigan, site of the Big Red Classic. This is not the largest tournament on the trail, but it's pretty close. Over 70 boats heading out behind me right now for day one here at the Classic. This tournament also unique when you think about the impact it has on this local community. This tournament last season raised almost $40,000 for 3 individual local charities: the Holland Hospital Breast Care Fund, the Holland Boys and Girls Club, and the Outdoor Discovery Center. And by the looks of participation here, through sponsor support and the involvement of those organizations, it looks like they're going to have a similar impact here this season. Now, what we're looking for is to see what impact they have on our leaderboard for Salmon Showdown as we get into the final events of the year. Let's take a look at our featured teams.
We start with Team Winnin Angel. This 35-foot Bertram, which hails out of the port of St. Joseph, has been a staple of Salmon Showdown, appearing in multiple seasons, including back-to-back trips to the Final Four in seasons 5 and 6. This husband and wife team consists of Win and Angie Wolf, and while Win carries the official designation as captain, their long history on Salmon Showdown would suggest that quite often it's Angie who calls the shots. They'll be joined this weekend by their good friend and fishing partner Jeff Krause to complete this 3-person team. And making their Salmon Showdown debut is Liquid Therapy, a 34-foot Tierra Pursuit out of South Haven. This team is led by brothers Mike and Bill Bale and will include Mike's wife Betsy and longtime friend and fishing partner Chad Lemon. The group is riding high after posting a fantastic score a few weeks back in their home port of South Haven. A similar score here in Holland would be plenty to move them within reach of the top spot on the Founders Cup leaderboard. Of course, those are just 2 of the 70-plus boats that are here in Holland to compete in this year's Big Red Classic, and it's time to get this show on the road. As the entire field scatters across the Lake Michigan surface en route to their starting locations, they are faced with some fairly challenging conditions this morning.
Got a big east wind, which is moving the water drastically. All week we've been pre-fishing, and we've fished anywhere from 120 up to 180 foot. Fishing's been pretty good. The water temperatures have been stable. This east wind's got everything changed. So everybody's going in different directions trying to figure it out this morning. Fish have obviously moved a little bit. Make it interesting. It's a perfect day for a tournament. Overcast, changing conditions, and bring the cream to the top.
Well, we're going to do a south troll here, and we're going to stay right on a south troll, work it up the coastline, and hopefully poke away at the fish as we go along here. That's the plan. There's a nice strong offshore breeze, so we got a good chop out here. If this wind was out of any other direction, I don't think we'd be out today. I think this would be a blow day, because it is humming pretty good, but it is out of the east, so it's offshore, and although there's a chop, it's very fishable.
So both teams are rocking and rolling out here on this rather choppy Lake Michigan surface. The first to see some action is Liquid Therapy. One quick scoop, one quick fish in the box for liquid therapy. Over on the Winnin Angel, their first strike comes with some additional challenges this morning.
Fish hit it on the way out at 7 o'clock, and I would say the bite is slow, but I'd have to go into more detail and say that we started out on a bad beat and had a couple tangles right off the bat, so it's been more of a retying this morning than it is fishing. We did catch one, I don't know how, he must have found our bait somehow. Through all the tangles. Looking forward to a great day and just hope that we got our bad luck out of the way, hopefully.
Salmon Showdown is brought to you by Moonshine Lures, quality super glow lures for salmon, trout, and walleye. Go Lake Marine, first on the water since 1911. Magnum Metals, dominate the depths. We're back at the Holland Big Red Classic, and after a slow start and an early morning tangle, Winnin Angel is hoping to turn things around.
Feels like an average fish, but right now we'll take them. Let's get them in the boat. Okay. Well, we're consistent on size.
So the fish are biting sporadically, but so far the size is lacking. Over on the liquid therapy, they've decided to make a small investment in changing their luck.
This is the one! Woo!
While liquid therapy takes a literal approach to the belief that the best way to solve a problem is by throwing money at it, Winnin Angel has their own set of problems to deal with.
All right. Sorry, tangle. We'll get the fish and see what we... I'm at 29, so it's
This is not fun. Watch your foot.
well, sometimes you have days like this, and it's 10:25 right now. We've only boated 4 fish today, so it's been a tough day. And they're getting smaller, not bigger, guys. But it's a fish. Kind of tough, and the fish we have are not that large, so for the 333, we wouldn't have anything to weigh today yet.
Back on board the liquid therapy, it's time to check the ROI from their earlier offering to the fish gods. Certainly an improvement, but still borderline as to whether it's worthy of one of their 3 slots for the Founders Cup. Everything costs more these days. Maybe it's time to add some nickels to that bag of pennies. Over on the Winnin Angel, they might want to go straight to dollar bills as they're locked in battle with their last fish and their 3rd tangle of the day.
Yeah, we gotta cut the line. Cut the line ahead of... What a mess here. If it's really bad, I'll handle it.
Bad.
Bad? Okay. You hold it on. I'll handle it. It's just kind of organized as best we can.
Got him.
Okay, good.
Got it. Let me move the rigger.
No. Fish. Yeah. I'm just gonna draw. Slide them. Coming. All right, that's good fish. Actually, it's one we needed today.
On second thought, maybe those fish gods were just having a bit of fun with this crew.
One of those days.
So day 1 in the books here at the Holland Big Red Classic. Scales are open, the crowds are building. We're waiting to see how our featured teams did. Soon we'll check in at the scales for Winnin Angel and liquid therapy.
Anybody that fishes out here a lot have good days and bad days. You just don't get them all the time. We missed a morning bite this morning. We had some complications that caused a few issues, and it happened. So for the main tournament, I'd say we get a D- today. We ended up with 7 fish. Not very good, but we are, we did get 1 good fish that was 333. It would have been nice and got 2 that we could have weighed, but we'll work at it tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. We'll wake up in the morning just as excited to fish as we were today.
Back at the dock, things are looking good for tomorrow. We had a little bit of tough luck today. Weather conditions were tough. It was a little choppy and rough. We couldn't keep them hooked up. Had lots of bites. Same old story. Couldn't hook them. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back with fresh faces and ready to go.
Salmon Showdown is brought to you by Clemens Boats, your Great Lakes Albemarle dealer. Purple Taco Fly Supply. Create your own trolling flies. Ray's Eyewear. It pays to wear Ray's. Welcome to day 2 of the Holland Big Red Classic, where the strong winds from yesterday have been replaced with a steady rain, which is forecasted to continue off and on all morning. It may make things a bit uncomfortable out on the lake, but as long as there's no threat of lightning, it won't impact the fishing period.
Yeah, here we are, the second day of the Big Red tournament out of Holland, and although we had a tough day yesterday, you always got to be optimistic. We'll try again today. We had one good fish for the 333, so we need a couple more today. We need a little bit better luck than we had yesterday, but everything's good. It's a nice rainy morning, and the breezes are, there's a breeze out there, but nothing like it was yesterday, and hoping for a good day. We'll see what happens.
So both teams have some work to do here on day 2 for both the host tournament and their Founders Cup standings. While Winnin Angel is hoping for at least 2 big fish, Liquid Therapy still has all 3 of their slots to fill. It is 6 a.m. and the final fishing period is now underway. Whatever the future holds is going to be decided in the next 7.5 hours, as all boats must be back in the pierheads by 1:30. The rainy conditions this morning also come with thick cloud cover, which is keeping things a bit darker than normal out on the lake.
Okay, Angie, keep an eye, no boats, right?
No boats.
Okay. Okay, what's our speed? Okay, speed is okay right now. All right, let's get some going here.
Got a little rain today, east wind again. Looking forward to having a successful fishing day. Hopefully we get them in the boat. Big ones, that's what we're after today. We're shooting for 20 pounders.
So the stage is set for both teams, who've set their sights on some big kings this morning. First to take a crack at one is Winnin Angel.
Can't tell what it is yet. He's kind of playing possum. I'm hoping he takes off running like a bat out of hell. Like that. That's what we want. Keep an eye on those. I think I'm not in those divers, right? For me. Let's just go back and raise up at the same time, Ange. Raise up on your rod, Ange.
I am.
Okay, and we'll figure out how we got it. Okay, good. Easily put that back in there. Nope, that's about what I thought he was. At first he felt a little bigger and then he deteriorated. Yesterday. Yeah. Hey, we're consistent.
It's a bit less beefy than they hoped, but it is one in the box for Winnin Angel. Over on Liquid Therapy, they're also hooked up with their first fish of the day. Correction, make that their first and second fish of the day.
Yeah, he's on there. Guess what that's at? Oh boy, here we go. Now we got stuff going on. Yeah, that's what we need. One more. We got one on a Captain Dave special. Good pick there, Chad. Uh-oh. Keep him coming, Chad. Keep him coming, Chad. We're trying to, Mike. Chad, slow down. Now get him. He's up. Chad, don't reach.
Lake Michigan doubles can often prove to be a rather hectic experience, but if you can rise above the chaos, landing 2 fish at once is always worth it. Salmon Showdown is brought to you by Dreamweaver, leading the way in Big Lakes trolling gear. Jacobs Financial Services, keep your money safe. Garmin, explore their full line of marine products at Garmin.com. We're back at the Big Red Classic, where the action is picking up as we get later into the final fishing period.
Got him.
Lifting him in for me, Bill. I wasn't gonna reach.
No.
I appreciate the freaking help.
No,
there.
you did. That was perfect, Chad. That was perfect. Just let me put him in the net.
I'm all good with that.
Winds are still blowing, getting a little rain. We've got some nice kings in the box right now. One real nice one and a couple mediums. So we're looking forward to it. Our 333 fish are coming.
Over on the Winnin Angel, they're hoping to get one of those 333 fish right about now.
He's down deep.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get him up.
He's too deep.
Just wait till I get him. Okay, right here.
Super it.
Okay, good. I got it. Not a bad fish though. You know, I mean, he might be a 333er for us. We're still out here, still fishing. We're sitting on 8 fish, but we've only got 1 to wait for the 333 today. And it's not a perfect fish for it, but we've got time though. We've still got 2.5 hours, but we need a little loving on the big fish.
There is still time, but it's starting to become a factor here, along with the return of some rain showers. As we approach the end of this tournament, both teams get a bit of a late day flurry.
No, he's 5 pounds.
Oh, look at he's fat. Look at that belly.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a hernia.
Just a second.
All right, no state record. Nice.
It's always good to end a tournament on a positive note. Whether or not that late day action will be enough to help these teams in the Founders Cup race is a question we'll answer at the Day 2 scales.
Well, I would say we had about the same amount of bites.
Well, as you can see, day 2 conditions a bit different from day number 1. We've been having showers off and on all day, and they're continuing here at the weigh-in. The fishing period just getting done. We're expecting boats to be here any minute, and that will include our 2 featured teams here on day number 2 at the Big Red Classic.
Successful day. Cup decision yesterday was to weigh no fish. Turned out to be in our advantage. 3 bigger fish today than any one of the fish we would have weighed yesterday. So all in all, it was a very successful day. Windy, rainy, cold.
So it was a tough day. Didn't get the fish we wanted and didn't get the size we wanted either. We had one that we weighed for the 333 yesterday. Today we were hoping to get at least 2 good 333 fish, and unfortunately we got one, but that was the only mature salmon we got today.
Mama always told me there'd be days like these. I just want to say a quick thank you to 333 sponsors Grundens for my sweet rain gear, keeping me warm and dry here on these off and on showers. They've been happening all day here at the Big Red Classic. The scales are thankfully closed. It's time to throw those scores into the leaderboard and see how they impact the chances for both our featured teams.
It wasn't the best weekend for either of them. They both had a shot to crack the top 10, and they both came up short. Winnin Angel added 66 points here to increase their total score to 145.68. Liquid Therapy only mustered 49 points this weekend to give them a running total of 144.78. Those numbers make them neighbors on the leaderboard, but they're currently sitting in 20th and 21st place, which is well below the pay line. Special thanks to the Holland Big Red Classic for welcoming our cameras and our crew to this year's event. The Big Red Classic is run by the Big Red Foundation, a local nonprofit organization that is dedicated to giving back to the Holland community and has been successfully doing that for years. And they put on one heck of a tournament. To find out more and perhaps join us next year, go to bigredclassic.com.
So that's going to be a wrap here at the Holland Big Red Classic. Just 3 events remain on the Lake Michigan Tournament Trail. Let's keep our fingers crossed for some better weather next weekend in Saugatuck on the next episode of Salmon Showdown.
Closed captioning is brought to you by WavePro. Best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.